guy's insane. I have my own personal bodyguard. Wouldn't it be easier though if you just hopped on the gun? I mean, you're probably more secure. To your left, get him. Nice. The protector of the tank. We should be able to get this. To our left. Please kill this guy. You killed him! My bodyguard! You can't plan that stuff, man. He just hopped on.
Good show. Objective A taken.
Battlefield 5. Closed alpha. I had to search the deep dark webs in order to get a code, and by that I mean I just asked on Twitter. Anyways, Stone Mountain 64 ended up having an extra one. Thank you very much, man, if you ever watch this video. I do appreciate it. Won't be able to bring you guys this content otherwise. So what can you expect in this video? Well, a lot of headshots, a lot of sniping, and also later on I'm going to show you guys the assault class as well. This is just the recon class here. As you normally have, you get yourself a flare gun to reveal enemies. Now, like I said before, this is only an alpha, a closed alpha. I noticed right from the get-go, it didn't take me very long to notice that there was a few things that need to be balanced or, you know, changed and worked on, at least for this map. There's a few buildings that I walked into and I just immediately set ablaze by a fire that was a story above me. So that was nice. Couldn't figure out for the life. It took me 3 deaths. It took me 3. I'm not gonna lie. It took me 3 deaths to figure out why I was dying when I immediately entered that house. So there's a certain spot in that building that you can't enter, or else you just start dying, which is awesome. Flame on. But that's what alphas are for, right? I mean, this is the game is in a solid state right now. I would say this is a good alpha. You know, you work out the bugs, the kinks, and all that. It's occasionally it gets tough to revive teammates because you have to look at them a certain way. But I'm sure they'll fix all that stuff before the full release. Anyways, the sniping. I've always been a big fan of Bad Company 2, and I always said that DICE should go back to the way the guns played back then. You know, where you shot is where the bullet would go. And guess what? That's exactly what this game is about. It doesn't matter what gun you're using. Snipers, the bullet velocity is fantastic. It feels right. It feels like... I don't know how else to explain it. You don't have to lead a drastic amount when it comes to snipers, unless obviously it's, you know, past like 150 meters or something. And you can zero your guns. I used the zeroing for 150 to 300 quite a few times, and it did help me. We trade killed. Me and this guy. Doesn't happen often, but it does happen. 60 hertz servers. Phenomenal. I'm not lying. I'm not being sarcastic. 60 hertz servers are great. It doesn't happen very often. Bullets feel like they're registering. What I was mentioning before about the gunplay, which you will see later on. I'm not going to be only sniping in this video. Just a little bit later on, I'll show you guys the assault class and the STG gameplay, which is just the starter weapon that we used in the alpha. And you know what? I must say, every time I was playing the assault class, I didn't really play much medic. I personally I didn't like the weapon. But I never really felt at a disadvantage, even at range, when it came to versing a sniper or something. Obviously, too far away, and yeah, I will. But when it came to firing back, it wasn't too tough to compete, if that makes sense. I could tap fire my assault rifle and still manage to damage a recon and get to cover all at the same time to either make them back off or, you know, make them scared, whatever. It felt really good. Being able to compete at a range, not feeling completely useless, just holding down left click and hoping to God that, you know, the random bullet spray will just land. That's what always bugged me about the previous Battlefields, is that it didn't matter even if you aimed directly at somebody, it would be completely down to chance or luck that you would be able to land shots, especially when being suppressed. But you don't get any of that in this game. It's just straight gun-on-gun action. That's... I don't know how else to explain it. I've heard a lot of other people saying that they've really enjoyed the alpha and that it kind of played similar to Bad Company 2, and I can see where they're coming from. I can definitely agree on that. I had a problem getting in this door. I should just ran around the edge. I would have made it, I think. I would have been safe. So yeah, apart from the clunky movements that Bad Company 2 has, the gunplay seems very similar. If you've played it before, you'll feel very familiar. You'll be right as rain, right at home. A little bit about the recon class. If you've been on my channel for a while, you know that I always love sniping. Doesn't matter the game. If I'm playing a shooter, I love sniping. It's always been my thing. Don't get me wrong, I love running and gunning. That occasionally happens. You get that urge to just get in the mix. But I don't know, there's something about recons and sniping. It's like you kind of have to take your time. I'm sure you could run around quick scope. I mean, I have no scope people. The crosshairs are small enough, which is another thing. That's amazing, because sometimes you run around with your sniper and you don't have the time to swap to a pistol to finish somebody off, right? Sometimes. So it's so nice to have crosshairs that are relatively small, that you don't have the Call of Duty crosshairs where they're at the edge of your screen and you're hoping to God that you land that no scope. This one you can point and click. As long as they're within those crosshairs, you're pretty much gonna hit them, and then you can swap to your pistol and finish them off, as long as you have the time, or if you aim for the head. And I've always loved that. I don't want the gun to one-shot kill unless it's a headshot, because then it ruins the game, right? Everyone's gonna be running around with snipers just quick scoping, and it's gonna turn into Call of Duty, which isn't a bad thing, but that's not what Battlefield's about. Also, I'm pretty sure this teammate got me killed ever since he spawned on me. I don't know if that guy was gonna look my way or not. But yes, the recon class. Not only the recon class, every class is like this. You don't get a lot of ammo. Believe it or not, you don't get a lot of ammo. You're gonna have to watch your ammo count in this game. I don't know, like I said, this is only an alpha, so this could possibly change before the full release. This guy, I heard this guy. I heard him hammering some nails in. Knifing and then punching to the face. Always effective. You can repair anything. Well, not anything, but you can build fortifications and stuff inside a house that's already been busted down. That's pretty sweet, because you're always going to have cover then. Or you could just use the dead bodies and knife throughout the house. What I was mentioning about the ammo is something that you're really going to have to watch over and conserve if you're one of those people that likes to spray at everything. You're going to have to keep an eye on that, because dead players that you walk over, you're going to be able to pick up a little bit of ammo from, but not a lot. And that's where those resupplies come in handy, which I didn't know. I figured this out last day of the alpha, that you can repair those. If a tank destroys them or they get destroyed somehow, you can just build them back up. I didn't know that. So I was always running around trying to find these ammo crates and all that stuff, hoping to God that my teammates were going to resupply me, and then I just end up having to swap kits or something. But you can build those back up. As for recons, only get 15 shots. That could change in the future if they decide to keep the game this way or not. I don't know. Perhaps maybe somebody that has more insight on the game could shed some light in the comment section. One other thing I couldn't figure out is how much health that you do regenerate after a fight, because I noticed that it doesn't go up to a certain amount. The lower you are, the lower you'll even regen, so I don't really know how that works. But I found myself more and more either sticking right beside a med station or sticking next to a medic, which obviously is what they really, I think, were going for in this game. They really wanted a lot more teamwork to happen. But there were times where I ran around, I swear, with 30 HP trying to claw my way. Well, meanwhile, I was playing Lone Wolf, which a lot of people do like to play as. That's just a playstyle, and you know what? People can make a huge difference by doing that playstyle. Going and trying and capture something off by themselves. You know what? If they manage to take out enough players, then eventually they're gonna have to send more to stop this one guy from capturing your flag, right? And if you only go down and you only regenerate up to 30 HP, and you have to stick beside a resupply station, I don't know. I feel like they should allow you to get up to maybe 70% health maximum if you take damage below that. I would be perfectly fine with that, but running around with 30 HP, the time to kill in this game is really, really quick. So I don't know if that's something that they should stick with. But again, this is only an alpha, and that's just my opinion. Maybe some other people think that it's perfectly fine the way it is. I don't know. If you've played it, let me know. I'm curious to hear other people's thoughts. I also didn't feel overwhelmed by vehicles, which is pretty big coming from me saying that in a Battlefield game. Generally, I get mowed down by vehicles 24/7. It doesn't matter which battlefield I'm playing. But they never felt like they were a huge issue, at least on this map. Obviously, if they position themselves correctly, you know, out in a field or something, they became increasingly difficult to take out. But I never felt like they were extremely overpowered or anything. In Battlefield 4, I just... there was no mercy. I felt like that's just all I was dying from. Time for the assault class. What I was talking to you guys about earlier, you guys will finally be able to see. This is the STG. It's just the starter weapon that they gave you in the alpha. I thought this was pretty cool. That you're able to leap from, well, platform to window, I guess, and pick yourself up. How this guy didn't kill me, I have no idea. I don't know. Yeah, I was just basically standing there hopping. I managed to survive. That's all that matters, right? So my overall opinion of the game. If you're interested in getting the game and maybe you're looking for my honest opinion, I'll give it to you. That's fine. It feels like a Battlefield game. You're gonna get what you expect. DICE has always put out very good Battlefield games. The games run smooth, they look clean, the visuals are always phenomenal. I thought the snow on this map kind of got a little bit of annoying after a while, just because there's just so much of it and you're trying to spot enemies that look like rocks, and that was just this map. I haven't tested any other maps because this was the only one during the alpha, unfortunately. But it felt like a Battlefield game. It kind of felt familiar, but new, because we have new maps, new types of gunplay. I think they're really going in the right direction with the gunplay. Like, look at this. I could basically tap fire / spray that guy, and every bullet, as long as I was aiming at him, every bullet landed. So that means you can 3-shot people in the head with an AR at long range. That's amazing in my eyes. It means that it's going to reward skill. If you're good at aiming with an AR, it means that you're going to be able to battle people at range, and it's not going to be point, click, hold on to your boots and hope that the bullets are going to land. Wherever you aim is where the bullets are going to go. That's amazing. And with this gun, I found that long-range spraying is extremely difficult because after a while, I think it's like the first 5 bullets or something, you end up getting quite a bit of recoil, and it does get tough to control. So tap firing this is obviously the way to go at range, but in my eyes, that's a great way of balancing automatic weapons so that you can't just spray people down at range. It becomes a lot more tough, and tap firing is going to be rewarded rather than just holding left click and looking at the guy, looking in his general direction. But it feels good. It feels good using an AR again. You don't feel useless at range. You feel like you can compete in some sort of way. I didn't think this guy saw me, so that's why I unaimed. I feel like I could have gotten him. That guy got the classic Battlefield experience. You're attacking a guy, and his teammate spawns right behind you. Oh, I love it. The amount of times that that's happened to me, well, I couldn't tell you. It happens a lot. Not too much in this game, though. Just the previous Battlefields. Maybe I just haven't played this enough. That is what I mean. Right there. Look at the tap firing. I was able to sort of spray that guy down, but as long as I was aiming at him, the bullets were hitting. Look at that. It's so accurate. I love that. That's amazing. That's all I can say. I can't stress it enough. You have to play the game for yourself to experience what I'm talking about. If you played the previous Battlefields, you'll understand where I'm coming from. Now, I'd really love to hear people's maybe concerns or what you guys think in the comment section. I really do. I read through them, believe it or not. I go through all the comments as long as I have the time, and I love to see what people are thinking about certain games. So, and Battlefield is definitely one of them. This game obviously hasn't been released yet, so if you had the opportunity to get your hands on the alpha and play it, I want to know what you think compared to the other Battlefields. I personally really enjoyed my time playing it. You know, I played for maybe five or 6 hours, and you know what? My time playing it, I had a blast. It was a lot of fun. It's one of those games you can just hop on and be in a squad or not and just mess around, go try to quickscope people if you so choose. Run off lone wolf, try to take a capture point by yourself. I love doing that type of stuff. That's always like some of my favorite gameplay, is just trying to do stuff by yourself. Doesn't mean they can't play with it as a team though. Just means that I get to be that annoying person in the back lines, taking out all the snipers that think they're safe. Anyways, I do want to hear your guys' opinions. Please let me know. This is not sponsored in any way. I'm just very curious. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. I definitely enjoyed taking out those tanks. That was a lot of fun for me, because I very much dislike vehicles in games. especially the ones that can shoot back at me. Hope you guys enjoyed the video, and I'll catch you guys in the next one.